Okay, we have some pictures that we're really excited about. So I'm going to hold the picture up, and I want you to just tell us a little bit about it. Okay, so here's the first one.
This was, oh my goodness, mwah, I miss you. This is Tito Puente and myself when we were in the Los Angeles Salsa Congress. I believe it was 1999.
Wow.
Yeah. He was, Eddie asked him to come to the LA Salsa Congress to see us do Monty and Azulito, which are all his arrangements. And he came backstage and he was hanging out with me at the time.
So I just want to ask you real quick, since he passed, how has that impacted the spread of salsa, in your opinion? And how do we get past that?
I think that since his passing, I think it's even more important for people like us, people in the mambo scene, to keep the flame alive. It's so important because we need to make sure that the younger children know. Otherwise it's just legend, and we don't want it to be legend. It really happened, and we want it to stay real for even the kids and people who don't know about it. So I think since his passing, it's even more important that we tell other people how wonderful that time was, how we can recreate that time, because we don't know what's going to happen in the future, and that it's important to recognize the wonderful, wonderful work that he and other people have done. Yeah.
Wonderful. Okay. I love this dress. Okay, here's the dress. So tell us about this picture.
Surprisingly enough, when I was 20, my mom was like, the Puerto Rican parade has a thing, and they're having a Puerto Rican pageant, and you should do that. And it was in the Daily News. And I was like, I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go do it. So I joined a beauty pageant for Miss Puerto Rico, and I won Miss Photogenic.
Awesome. I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
a hot photo.
Yeah. So that was it. I was coming down the walkway from the beauty pageant, and the photographer, took a picture, and it was one of the proudest days, because my mom was like, oh, finally, you're doing something with yourself. So, yeah. So I won Miss Photogenic and Miss Puerto Rico.
Oh, very nice. Okay. This is my favorite picture. This dress is gorgeous. And you have this huge orchestra behind you. So where is this? Tell us all about this night.
This was Lincoln Center, and I believe it was Alice Tully Hall. And this was the year after Tito Puente passed, and his orchestra came back together to remember him, to do a night of remembrance. And they were playing Oye Como Va. And it just so happens that a photographer in the audience took a picture of me. And it's so funny because Jose Madera is like staring at me and standing at me. These were all my close friends because I knew Tito since I was 14.
Wow.
So pretty much 20-something years I've known him. And they took a snapshot. And I was just like in the moment of the chorus. And I took a big old inhale, opened up my arms, and that's how the photo came about.
So how was this night? I mean,
it was amazing. That orchestra, I mean, you could feel, I don't know if people might say you can or you can't, you could feel the presence of Tito, because that orchestra coming together one more time to remember him and playing his works and, just recovering from their loss. They were just so dynamic that night, so electric. They were so alive, and it was never to be forgotten in my mind. And I think they actually have a photo of Tito and I in Lincoln Center performing Oye Como Va on stage. Yeah.
So what would you say the apex of your career has been so far?
Yeah, the apex of my career was the moment that I first did Oye Como Va. I was like 22, 23 in Lincoln Center, right in front of Tito. I was smack dab in front of him, and he was playing Oye Como Va. And that has to be one of the best moments of my life. Wow. Yeah.
I can't imagine being on stage with all those people and the music and Tito Puente.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's amazing.
And then our last picture. Want to tell us about this one?
Absolutely. This was a creation by one of my favorite designers, Tony Pena. Eddie had a vision. Eddie had a vision of Las Vegas showgirl meets cha-cha. And so he told Tony that he wanted a creation. And these are all ostrich feathers, and they rise about 4 feet from my head and about 3 feet beyond. So they're kind of like pre-Victoria's Secret wings.
Right.
So basically this was the costume that we used for the Oye Como Va Cha-Cha.
Wow.
A Tony Pena creation. So it was just a majestic...
How did you dance in this?
This is quite heavy. I have to say it weighs about maybe 30 pounds. Everything with the ostrich feathers and the cap. Quite delicately, and that's when grace and style comes into play, because every movement has to be kind of orchestrated and kind of placed. So it was difficult, but it was well worth it. You can sense how divine it must feel to be wearing kind of this angel-esque costume. But,
and are there's like these huge wings.
Yeah.
So are the wings attached to your wrists so that when you
Yes, they were attached at my wrists and on my rib cage. Believe it or not, there was like 2 little hooks that harnessed the bottom of the wings and the top of the wings on my wrists. So yeah, so it was quite a mechanism that I had to work with.
And was this a solo or partner?
There were actually 3 of them made. Candy Mena wore blue and Nancy Ortiz wore a pink. So the 3 of us, we did the Vegas showgirl cha-cha. And we basically came out holding the feathers, covering ourselves, and then we opened up to show the creation. And that's basically how we did it. We did it as a threesome in Lehman College.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's hot.
Thank you.
That's hot. That's my favorite picture. That's hot.
Thank you.